All right, welcome back to the shop, two-stroke turbo fans. I thought I'd enlighten you with a new video of classic cars. Been working on our old 1952 Singer 4AD, trying to figure out a bunch of stuff. Seems like the frame is an MGA frame and the gas tank is an MGA, which is very helpful because I think I need a new fuel level sender. I've been working out the gas leaks in the back. The fuel level sender was dripping. The fuel cap had no, well, let me just show you. The seal on the fuel level cap, which is right here in what I call the rumble seat area. The seal was broken, it was leaking fumes. So I'm tired of smelling gas all the time, and with the price of gas these days, it's a concern. Tightened up this kind of janky clamp, put a new seal on there, fixed the leaky sending unit, although it doesn't work all the time, so I think I'm going to buy a new one. And then realize that there's a smell coming from the carburetor, and if I turn the light on, let's see if the light is on here. It is on. If you look inside this, look at that. It's just pouring down in there. This side is dry. These ones are dry, but this particular hole is flooding every time I stop the car. And I wondered why it would start up on 3 cylinders. So I gotta fix that. That's driving me nuts. And I think I know how. I'm gonna show you here in a second. Stella, you gonna make an appearance, girl? You gonna show everybody what a good garage mascot you are? Or are you just gonna run away? Oh, come here. Show me a little love. Oh, you shy dog. Okay, so once you get the screws out, you wanna take the top of the carburetor off. You can look at the floats here. I'm fairly certain that my floats are fine, although you'll see my float bowl is empty because it is drained all into this one bowl or one cylinder. If it was both bores, it would be probably the float. But if you look here, let's look here closely how this circuitry works on a DCOE. This is our accelerator pump plunger. And you can see there's a passageway that runs over here to this brass-headed screw and this brass-headed screw. Those are individual. In other words, this bore is separated by this bore by these 2 separate passageways. So there's supposed to be a check valve in one of these things that keeps fuel from flowing when the accelerator pump is not in use. And our drip, I have established, is coming out of that little accelerator pump nozzle that's in there. That's where our drip is. So it leads me to believe there's a problem with the check valve, probably under this screw right here, which has got kind of a worn head. So I'm going to pull the screw off and see, well, it could be under here too, where our check valve weights are and our balls. I think they're missing or stuck or something. So I'm going to get a screwdriver and do that. Okay, so I got the caps off, these little brass caps which cover up where the weights go. And if you look down in here, you can see down in there, there's something down in there. There's a brass ball or a weight, and this one has nothing. That's sort of as I suspected. I'm going to pull this one out and see what it is. It's not magnetic, so I'm not sure how I'm going to get that out of there, but I think it's a weight. Let's see if I can pull it out. Okay, so I used a little bit of air pressure blowing in through the back side of the accelerator pump, and I pulled the weight out. That's a pretty good size weight that I do not have for this side. I gotta see if I can find something. So I'm gonna dig through my carburetor stuff. I'm missing one of those. Okay, so I've been searching around in all my parts. I found a needle, but it's hollow. So it doesn't have the weight that I need. You can see in there it's got a hollow, and I found a roll pin that I cut down that's got, it's steel, it's a little more weight. This is what I'm trying to duplicate. So I'm going to put the check ball in the hole, and then the weight holds the check ball down. So I'm going to try that roll pin and see how this works. This is what the accelerator pump nozzle looks like, by the way. Pull it out. Okay, so we got everything back together. Put the lid on, set our float, hooked everything up, make sure our fuel line is connected. And we got to clear this thing and see if it still drips when it's shut off hot. So we'll start it up. Okay, so we cleared the flood, we got her running. I'm going to give her a little throttle here. Take you right down in there. You can see the accelerator pump shooting like it should, but the real key is going to be when I turn the engine off, if it keeps dripping. So let's try that. Let her warm up a little bit. Hopefully it's not dripping anymore. Doesn't look like it. We may have fixed it. I think we need to drive it around and make sure, but I think it's fixed. So let me turn my light off here. If you as well have a problem with just one of your DCOEs leaking, just one, after hot shutoff, that might be your problem. It's just the accelerator pump circuit. Something's up with the check valve in there. All right, thanks for watching. I hope we fix this thing. I think we should take it for a drive and let her really warm up and see. As promised, we're out driving it. It's very breezy. All right, so we've been driving the little Singer about, I don't know, 5 miles. Runs so much better. No more popping through the exhaust from that dripping accelerator pump. Seems like it's much smoother. When I give her the beans, the throttle response is much more responsive. It's a win. Stella loves it. I love it. It's pretty great. It's nice when you can fix something.